So my name is Noirin McHugh. I work in Teagasc Moor Park and my title is Animal Geneticist. Today I'm going to talk about the performance of high and low replacement index cows on a range of suckler herds. My topic is mainly focused on the area of genetics and just a bit of background genetics, why we focus on genetics. We know that genetics is permanent and cumulative. So what that means that if you buy a bull or you buy a replacement heifer that has good genes for milk and fertility or growth, well, they're going to breed that on to their own replacements. However, it's important to remember the reverse is also true. So you bring in a bull who has very poor milk, poor fertility, well, that's going to pass down to his offspring and that's going to be in your herd from then on. So genetics is very important. There's a lot of misconceptions out there that genetics cannot improve our maternal traits here in Ireland, and some research that I'm presenting today is looking at what is the relationship between the genetic indexes that we produce or the ICBF produce and the actual performance of animals on the ground. So what we've done is we've taken data from 34 commercial herds. It's basically like a farmer is going in and looking at his suckler cow report. He's seen a range of star indexes for his cows, so going from 5-star for the replacement index down to 1-star. And basically we wanted to show is that if you went in and you looked at your 5-star cows, were they actually producing more and leaving more profit compared to the 1-star animals. So we've done this on approximately 34 herds. These were 34 spring calving herds that had a lot of data behind them. We had fertility, we had calving information. We also had weaning weights and cow weights at weaning as well. And we looked at the data on these 34 herds for the last 5 years. So there was some of the results that we're seeing is that the star ratings on the cows, first of all, they were highly related to the performance on the ground. So for age of first calving was one of the first traits we looked at, and we saw that there was over 2 months difference in age at first calving in favour of the 5-stars compared to the 1-stars. So that's a huge economic importance to suckler farmers out there to get the cows calving as quickly as possible. The next trait we looked at was calving interval, and again we saw that it was in favour, the shorter calving intervals were in favour of the 5-star cows compared to the 1-star. There was over 7 days difference or a week difference in terms of calving interval. Again, very important, especially in grass-based systems where you want to get your cows and calves out to grass as soon as possible. We looked at it on terms of cow weight then, the actual weight of the cow, and what we saw is that the 5-star cows were on average about 26 kilograms lighter. Now farmers might think this is a negative thing, but then when we looked at the actual calving weight that these cows were actually weaning, we saw that the 5-star cows were actually weaning calves that were 30 kilograms heavier. So even though they were lighter themselves, they were actually weaning more, so they were more efficient than the 1-star cows that were heavier. Then when we looked at the calf traits, like I mentioned, weaning weight again was in favour of the 5-star cows. We looked at calf mortality. There was a 5% difference again in favour of the 5-star cows. Less calving difficulty was associated with them. And one interesting thing that we found as well is that the impact of the cows 5-stars didn't just impact the calf up until weaning, it carried right through until slaughter, in that they were younger at slaughter, they were heavier at slaughter as well. So overall what we did is we looked at what impact in terms of profitability this would have, choosing your 5-star cows to breed over your 1-star cow. And when we put the economic values that Paul Crossan has calculated on all these traits, we saw that there's a €172 difference in favour of the 5-star compared to the 1-star, and that's for every single calving. So over the lifetime of that cow, that's a huge economic advantage to the 5-stars over the 1-star. So I suppose just to summarise again, our results have shown that on the ground performance is very reflective of the star ratings that farmers are seeing now of the replacement index, and definitely in favour of the high star rated cows.